Hi everyone and welcome to our first Karratha market update for 2023. December saw some consistent demand for property with our firm registering 44 inquiries online across December and placing 5 properties under offer. With home opens being introduced this week, our first midweek home opens saw 10 inspections in just 2 home opens, so inquiry and demand coming back really strong to start the year. According to realestate.com, there's currently 95 properties available for lease in the Karratha region. This is slightly up compared to normal numbers, which we normally see around 60 to 70 properties available for lease. I suspect this number will drop between 60 and 70 properties available for lease by the end of February, which is around the normal numbers we've seen over the last 12 months. Despite the slight increase in supply, this has had no effect on pricing as demand has completely matched the level of supply that we have on the market. Now it's the start of 2023 and I like to introduce my 3 big calls for the year. Number 1, the return of the public auction. I think maybe not in the warmer months, it's obviously quite hot here in Karratha, but I think come through to the winter months, we'll see the return of the public auction. And a reason I think that that's gonna happen is that we're gonna see increased demand this year, and from that, we're gonna see sellers wanting to settle on properties a lot quicker. So what we're gonna be able to introduce when the market gets hotter is unconditional contracts. The only way to really do that successfully is through the public auction method. Number 2, the return of the investor buyer. For the last couple of years, the market has been predominantly owned by owner-occupiers. And the reason this has been is because lending conditions have been really tough for investors and there isn't much government incentive around investing in property right now. I think something's got to give here, and at some point in this year, either a lender will come to the party around favourable lending conditions for investors, or there'll be some government incentive to bring investors back into the market, which should increase the supply of available rental properties in the market. And number 3 is build prices will continue to soar. At this point, I can't see any reason as to why build prices will retract or stay the same. At the end of the day, it's still taking around 12 to 18 months to build a good quality home, and there is some serious supply issues that seem to not be solved. I think this is going to continue to put pressure on residential housing and established homes, and I just can't see a simple fix to that solution. The big question that everyone's asking is what's going to happen in 2023? And my personal opinion is that I think this year we will see prices soar and move quite quickly, especially as we head into the second quarter of 2023. The reason that is we know that Pluto is supposed to get lifted off in 2023, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on the housing market and on the amount of people moving into Karratha looking for a property to rent or a property to buy. We also know that Yarra's fertilizer plant is gaining plenty of momentum, which inevitably is going to put a lot of pressure on the labour demand that's already under a lot of pressure. As a byproduct, this is going to continue to put pressure on the housing market, and I just can't see a reason as to why the market would go in any other direction but in an upwards trajectory. That being all said, it's still really important to consider when you're going to sell your property, and at the end of the day, owner-occupiers are still dominating the market. So if you have a long lease on your property, it's really important you have a conversation with a real estate agent around the timing of that sale and what that's going to look like potentially later in the year. We already have a number of clients that are talking to us about selling in July, August, September, and we're putting plans in place around how that's going to look and how to manage that around the tenancy. So it's really important that you consider that. Unless there's a shift in the market, owner-occupier market is still going to dominate for the foreseeable future. Thank you so much for joining us for this month's Karratha market update. We look forward to bringing you all the latest property news in 2023, and if we can help from any perspective in real estate, contact us on 9197 2600.